We are live. I can't see who would be in the room, can you?
I have no idea. You decided to do it something different.
We have got to get used to StreamYard. Do we have anybody in the room yet? Oh, look, top left-hand side. It will say if there's anyone in the room. You've got a little eye with a 0 against it. Live viewer comments, show up on StreamYard. No one in the room yet.
Oh, we've got 5.
Oh, hello everybody. Who have we got? We're using different software today. Hey, we have people in. Matt, Becca, Nigel, Becca. Hey, we have different people coming in. We have Robert. Hello, Robert. We have Heather. We have Scott's in the house. Welcome everybody. Welcome to our live stream. What I'm going to do, I'm going to wait a few more minutes until there are a few more people in the room, and then we'll explain what we're going to do today. And we'll also explain about some of the things we have planned for future lives and some ideas we have.
I have.
Becca has, yeah. Becca has all the ideas. I have no ideas. So the home team. So we do have teams that are going to be drawn. I have in my hand the draw. Let me show you on the screen as best I can, if you can see it with our rubbish camera, what we have there. So we have Pocket Sense here and Rosa Salas here, because I believe they're both going to be in the room. Oh, they both are in the room. So hi, Vitor. And what we'll do is we'll just draw them one at a time from here, and we'll move through and see who is against who. So there are 16 teams. Let me go through some of the teams. Let's just say hello to everyone first. So who have we got here? We have David, we have Vitor, we have Jim in the house. Hello, Jim, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Do we have a Barry Onda?
We are waiting for Barry Onda and we are waiting from John Snow. Hey, John's in the house.
Woohoo!
We nicknamed John yesterday because it was really sunny yesterday, and I think we jinxed it. And we thought of a new name for John because winter seems so far away, and Jon Snow always says winter's coming. We nicknamed him Sunny Dave instead.
Dave, everybody loves a Dave.
Yeah, so he's Sunny
Right,
Dave. All right, Dave.
I think we're missing something there.
Odds are on you, Matt. I'll take 20. No. Right. This is going to be completely biased. Matt will probably be more frightened of this than anybody because Becca, he knows how brutally honest that she is. So we will be doing this. Becca's going to be doing the judging. I have set it all up. I have chosen all the fragrances. Some of my favourites are in here. And Becca, I'll just literally be sniffing the 2. So what's going to happen in the first round is that...
Oh no, he's called himself Sunny John. It's not the same ringtone.
Sunny John.
It's got to be Dave.
Sunny Dave, yeah. Okay, I'm beat. So in the first round, each house will get officially an automatic buy. So each house will go into the last 8. And the reason for that is because we picked 2 from each house that we have here. They will be pitched against each other, and then they will basically go into the next round against someone else. So every house will automatically get a buy into the next round with Becca's favourite of the 2. So I hope that makes sense. I would say that, so what I'm going to do, let me just show you what we've got. Bex can run through some of those. So the competitors.
The competitors, so we have Purple Gourmand, Raspberry and Vanilla, EOS.
So on to Rosa Salas next.
Oh, okay. EOS, Mon Cherie, And then Dior Homme Intense, Dior Sauvage, Prada Le Homme Intense. And then we go to Perfume Parlor. What's that? Avalanche Rouge.
Yeah.
Intense Black. And then, my favourite.
Parfums de Marly, yeah.
We have Camel and Camel 2. No, we don't really. We have Percival and Herod. And then Amarv.
Yeah,
What's that?
That's Club de Nuit Intense, ma'am.
And then Tag Him Prestige.
Yeah.
And then Zara's Rich, Warm, Addictive. And Zara's Unexpected, Fresh, Spicy.
So there's all the competitors. We've got them written there. Right, we're really sorry about the camera work. For some reason, StreamYard seemed to have put us back to front, the opposite way round. So I am sitting the opposite side, weirdly. So this is very weird. Let's go back to the comments. What's going on? John says Dave's all good. He's had worse. John, do you have a white van? Hey, what else have we got going here?
Oh yeah, John can put a door on.
John can put a door on?
No, he was having problems with his cupboard door, bless him. It
Was
weren't matching up, it was a bit wonky.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
So I don't think John has a white van.
So John isn't a door hanger?
Unless he's a chippy.
Unless he's a chippy, what?
Chippy.
I think he likes going to the chippy.
How was your door, John? Yeah, it was very wonky.
Yes. We have Scott in the house. Hi, Scott. Right, so are we waiting for anyone? Are we expecting anybody else? We now have 12 people in the room.
It's only Dave, the Gypsy King.
It's only Dave. Can you, actually, before we start, obviously we're using the mic from the laptop. Could someone give me a thumbs up if the sound is actually, can you hear the sound okay? Is it fine?
His door's hanging off.
Oh, dear.
The other one isn't going to go on. Maybe you should just go for a new look. Just don't have any doors on your cupboards.
Yeah, we're waiting for Barry Onder. I'm wondering if someone can give Bazza a message just to say we're live, because I'm sure he missed out last time and he was a bit gutted. So it'd be nice if Barry could come in the room. And they can hear us okay, which is good. Thank you, John. And we have Chris in the house. Hello. Hi, Chris. So, right, just to run through this one more time for the people that didn't hear it then. We are doing a knockout competition. This is in place of the very important Euros that we're missing now because of COVID. So we are going to be doing a knockout competition of, we've got how many houses? 8 houses, 2 fragrances from each house. So that's 16 teams that will go down to 8 teams, then this semi-final 4 teams, then into the final of 2 teams. We've separated Rosa Salas and Pocket Scents to the opposite sides of the draw. And the reason for that is because we didn't want to pitch them up too early as they're both in the room. I thought that was quite a fair thing to do. Becca will be doing the judging. Good luck, everybody, with that. I mean that, good luck. Becca will be doing the judging. So she will pick what her favourite of the 2, and then that will go through to the next round. I will have no influence on her at all. It'd be good to get her reaction and see what she prefers, and we'll see what the favourite is. So just to run through the houses again, we have Pocket Scents, we have Rosa Salas, we have Zara, we have Perfume Parlor, we have Prada, we have Dior, we have Armaf, and we have Parfums de Marly. So quite a broad range of sort of, if you say clone houses and inspired by houses and a few more.
Ankle grabbers here.
Hey, hello, ankle grabber. So if you didn't know from last week's show, Barry got the nickname the ankle grabber. So Barry Onder, the ankle grabber, is in the house.
He has a fetish of spraying colognes or perfumes on people's ankles in the office.
And then grabbing them.
And then grabbing them.
Yeah. So hi Baz, welcome, mate. So, right, so what we're going to do before we get started, I'm going to run through some of the things that we got in this week. So,
Haul of the week.
Haul of the week. So we didn't get lots and lots in, but we got a couple of items
Not
in.
like that, Ray.
Not like Barry, no, we can't compete with Bazza. I got two 10L, I can't speak, sorry, I can't edit it out either. Shut up. So we got two 10 ml fragrances through, and I bought them from a Facebook selling site. They are the genuine thing, I can confirm that, and they are. You can't see from that, but that's the size. They're two 10 mls. They are Fragrance One Office for Men, which I have tried previously, and Fragrance One Date for Men, which I haven't tried previously. So we got these two through. We've tried them already, so we won't sniff them on camera. Now, one thing I wanted to show you is, can you notice a difference in the juice level of both? So the Office, which is this one, is a bit lower, quite a bit lower. We're already down to sort of that level there. So quite a few mils used already. And the reason for that is because Josh, my oldest son, has taken a liking to it. So he's obviously sprayed the out of it, and that's what's left already.
It's for his Tinder dates, though.
So yeah, I think Josh should join Tinder. What do you reckon? So Josh has just turned 18. I hope he can't hear this. He's upstairs. He's always upstairs or in the conservatory playing on his games. But obviously he can't go out at the moment with his mates. And I feel that he should join Tinder. Is that wrong that you should encourage your son to join Tinder?
Well,
How do you feel about it?
I think he'd just be too fussy.
Too fussy?
Yeah, is it swipe right or swipe left?
Swipe. I
Right to
shouldn't
right.
know this, but you swipe right to lie.
It's because you overtook Joe's Tinder account at work and literally just went ping, 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 ping through loads.
Yeah, so let me tell you a tiny little story before we get into this. So I've got a very gullible friend called Joe. Let's call him Joe.
Bless him.
And Joe had Tinder on his phone, and I was really intrigued. So I've heard a lot about it, but not seen it, honest. And Joe showed me his Tinder, and we were just flicking through the women on there. He was like, swipe left or swipe right. He wanted my input.
Don't bring me into it. It was you with a bunch of lads.
Yeah, so Becca had nothing to do with this. This was at work. So we were swiping left and right as you do. Well, Joe had to go to the toilet, and Joe stupidly left me his phone while I went to the toilet. Now, I'm not sure if you know how it works, but you can swipe right quite quickly and the next photo pops up, and it's quite quick. So while he was in the toilet, doing what any man would do to their friend in this situation,
You sabotaged.
I sabotaged it and swiped right as quick as I could on every single photo, no matter the age, no matter the looks, just swipe right on everything. And he didn't have a clue. He did not have a clue until later on, and I got a message calling me a word beginning with a C, because a lot of people had messaged him and said that we've just matched and do you fancy a chat? I was quite proud of myself. I thought it was quite hilarious. Anyway, I thought I'd tell you that story. So hopefully Josh never gives me his phone.
I don't think he would.
Right, so have we got anyone else in the house? We have Barry.
Marcus.
I don't. Oh,
hi.
Hi Marcus, how you doing? Thanks for joining us, mate. So Heather says, I don't want my boys to be on Tinder. They're 22 and 18.
No.
The sensible part of me says, no, go and meet a girl in a proper way and stuff. But taking me back to being 18, what would I have done?
Well,
I would have probably been abusing it. So, well, do you not think I would have been very successful?
with your cloud shirts and your dragon, whatever they
That was
were,
back in the 90s, all right?
with your Jean Paul on.
There's nothing wrong with John Paul. You like John Paul.
No, I'm just saying.
Well, I wore the shit out of
With
John
your
Paul.
cloud shirts. I don't think you'd get anybody.
Anyway, we don't want to bore everyone, so we're going to move on to what we got in. So we got the Office and the Dating, which I actually like both. And actually, what I found with Date was it was a little bit darker than I thought it would be. I get the oud coming through. I spoke to John about this and I was really surprised. It's a little bit deeper and darker than I thought it would be. I thought it'd be really mass appealing, nothing special, and actually it's got a bit of depth to it. I was quite impressed. I still actually quite like Office. To me, it's a 7 out of 10 still, but I can see where the appeal would be. And the typicalness of who it appeals to was my son spraying out of it. Right, what's going on?
John had a shirt with strawberries on though.
What?
Yeah.
It's strawberries on a shirt.
Where were the strawberries placed, John? Because, you know, that could be very...
Was it like loads of strawberries or like one big strawberry in the middle? What was it?
John was a bit juicy. Juicy John?
Juicy John. Right, so Barry, what you've missed is the knockout competition. 16 teams, fragrances. We have got 8 houses. Matt and Vitor both have a chance in this. So what I'm going to do next is we're going to get Becca to pick the draw of who's going in what box. So there's the folded up bits of paper. Becca didn't even know I'd done this. I got this prepared last night, so we had some structure to the video. And Becca will pick and some fairness too. Becca will pick these out and we'll write them on our sheet of who is up against who, and then we'll tell you what is going on.
Well.
So let's get on with it before the video goes mega long.
Okay, Parfums de Marly.
Right, so we have Matt up against Parfums de Marly. So we have, let me just get a pen. I wasn't that prepared, obviously, bear with me. Amateur. Right, so we have Parfums de Marly, we have PDM Herod versus PDM Percival. Right, next box.
Next
pick, let's pick.
Prada.
We have Prada L'Homme versus Prada L'Homme Intense.
Oh, it is intense right now.
Next.
Woo. I'm off.
So we have Club de Nuit Intense Man versus Tag Prestige for him, which is a 1 million clone. Next. So who is Vitor going to get?
Perfume Parlor.
So we have Perfume Parlor, and we have picked, or I have picked, Becca has no clue, Avalanche Rouge, which for people that don't know, that is a clone of BR540 and Aventus together. So it's a fusion clone from Perfume Parlor. And that is up against another one of my favourites from their house, and probably my favourite overall is Intense Black. I love that, and I love Warrior from Perfume Parlor. So Perfume Parlor derby of Avalanche Rouge versus Intense Black. Right, last 2 to pick out because Rosa Salas is last on the list. He's been pre-drawn.
Dior.
So we have Dior and we have Homme Intense versus Sauvage Parfum. And that leaves Zara. So Vitor, Rosa Salas perfumes have been drawn against Rich Warm Addictive and Unexpected Fresh Spicy. So let me show you. I know you can't see the writing very well on our rubbish camera, but they have been all drawn. So we have Pocket Scent Purple Gourmand versus Raspberry and Vanilla. Herod versus Herod versus Percival.
Are you right? You're having a stroke.
No, I'm a stroke.
Okay.
Prada L'Homme versus Prada L'Homme Intense.
I feel like there needs to be a little bit of a build-up, a bit of excitement right now.
How do we do that?
Oh,
Can
no.
I?
I should get my recorder out.
No, don't get your recorder out. Club de Nuit Intense Man versus
Maybe
Tag.
Napan, look at. voice?
What, like who?
I don't know. Don't watch football. It's a little bit drab.
Bit of John Motson. Tag Prestige him. We have Avalanche Rouge versus Intense Black, Dior Homme versus Sauvage Parfum, Rich Warm Addicted versus Unexpected Fresh Spicy, and Rosa Salas's new fragrance, or one of his new fragrance called EOS, and that is up against Mon Cherie. I'll let Becca read some comments. I'll be 1 moment.
Yeah, do your boxing announcer voice, Tony. Make it deep and manly. Come on. Go on, do one.
Like me?
Yeah.
It suits my personality, doesn't it?
Do one, come on. Just for shits and giggles, go on.
And in the red corner, we have Purple Gourmand versus Pocket Scents of Raspberry and Vanilla.
Yeah, see, they all feel cheated now because they just got it read off a bit of paper.
Yeah, there we go.
That was just, it's the excitement.
So we'll keep that here. Right, let's catch up with the comments. Beck, you definitely brighten up Tony's channel. Great.
Yeah, you boring fucker.
Thanks for that.
Oh, don't. Chris has got his daughter in this. Sorry, Lily. It's really irresponsible.
Yeah, so we're not going to
This is very PG.
very PG. Phoebe's upstairs, so sometimes we will forget. So we aren't big swearers. You probably have guessed that from my channel. I swear more at work than anywhere, but that's because I'm in the motor.
He's showing off.
I show off. And when I get angry, I swear a little bit as well. I wouldn't get angry and swear at the kids. But
you get all excited.
yeah, I get.
When the boys ring, you go, "Ooh," and I'm sat there thinking, who is this?
I know, I show off a little bit, don't I?
Yeah, you show off. It's all excited.
I do.
Come on then. Let's
Right.
start.
So, are we all okay? Are we ready? Can we have a thumbs up just to make sure we're okay?
Everybody's good.
I
We
swear a lot
have
of
16
work, yeah.
people
That's
in the
good.
house.
Right, so let's get started then. So first up, we have Purple Gourmand. Let's give this a quick spray. Now, this isn't blind, all of these for Becca. She's probably smelt most of them,
Doesn't
but
mean to say I like them all.
she doesn't necessarily like them all. She will put through what her favourite are of 2 different fragrances. So in her mind, I know she's probably already made her mind up between these 2 because she's smelt them both and she's worn them both. So obviously Purple Gourmand, you know what that smells like, but give that a quick whiff.
Yeah, I'm whiffing.
You're whiffing, okay?
I'm whiffing.
You always whiff.
As bad as you.
Showing off now.
You're showing up. Do you know what that reminds me of?
What's
Do you
it?
know when Pickle was really... Okay, we call Phoebe Pickle, by the way. When Pickle was little and she got out of the bath. So anybody with children, Chris, obviously you've got kids, and Barry. But some of their bubble baths,
Yeah.
they just bring back these Johnson's talc memories.
Yeah, it is a little powdery, that one, isn't it?
And that reminds me of when we used to get Pickle out of the bath.
Yeah.
Her hair was all like wild. And we used to like squirt her with talc. And she used to get in a little baby grow.
So that's a nice memory.
There's a very good memory.
Yeah, it's a nice
There's a
memory.
very good memory. But if I had to pick, so I've got to pick now.
You've got to pick one of those 2 to go through to the next round. What? I don't want to try and sort of lean you, but personally, don't just take it off. What do you think you prefer to wear?
What would I...
We can do this in 2 different ways. You can just pick your favourite of the 2, which in a lot of cases that's going to be quite easy.
Mhm.
Or you can pick it based on what you think is the best quality or what you prefer to wear, or a mixture of all 3. So I'll leave it up to you what you want to put through. You don't have to give us your overall reason. You can say, I just prefer that one.
Okay, so I would pick Purple Gourmand purely because I couldn't share the memory of me wearing something that reminds me of my daughter. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah, makes sense, yeah.
If, say, for example, if we gave that to Phoebe,
Yep.
oh, I'd be sniffing her all day. She'd be like, get off!
What, raspberry and vanilla?
Yeah.
You just have your nose in there all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so Purple Gourmand.
So Purple Gourmand is the winner
Yep.
of that round. Right, now this next one's going to be an interesting one. I have had a tiny smell of this out of the atomizer.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't sprayed it yet.
Oh, God.
I've been really excited. This is on my list of, like, is it going to be my top Parfums de Marly that I want?
Could you imagine if I hated it?
Yeah, if you hate it, you're completely going to scupper it for me.
I've shattered your bubble of dreams.
You have. Now, the reason it's on my list of quite high up is because I have a fragrance called Warrior from Perfume Parlour, and that is a clone, and it is it's probably the favourite I own from Perfume Parlour. So I should really like Herod.
I'm sorry, I completely missed that. I was zoned out. I was reading the comments. What
Oh,
did
was
you just
you?
say?
Don't worry about it. No, it's fine. I'm not saying it again. Can you believe that? She wasn't listening to anything I was saying. She'd zoned out. That's what I've got to deal with on a daily basis.
No, I heard a bit about Herod,
Yeah, I have a clone.
and then I just saw John talking about coconuts, and then you were looking at me, and I was
Just thinking about coconuts.
just looking at coconuts.
I think about coconuts quite a lot. Right.
Big bunch of coconuts.
So, Parfums de Marly, I'm hoping I like this. I'm really hoping Becca likes this. I see Percival is going to be fairly straightforward, I think. But what do we think of Herod? Now, we got a sample in from Brian at Nose, No Notes. I've got it, I think. And this was very kind of him to send it. And very intrigued on this.
Your dogs are doing something really. Oh.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Oh, that smells like a farmyard, babe.
Do you not like it?
No, I don't.
No.
Oh, do you know when you pull up to a farm and you get out and your daughter goes, oh, smells like poo.
You can't say Herod smells like poo. Can you not smell like cherry and tobacco and...
Cherry?
Yeah.
Has it got cherry in it?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Hang on. That's my professional things. Do you know when you wine taste any?
Oh dear. You don't like it?
It's very Egyptian.
It's not.
Oh, is it not?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, no. That's too challenging for my little nostrils.
Herod is Italian for manure. I don't think it is.
Is it? Is it really?
Barry's put it's Italian for manure.
Is
so
it?
Must be right, yeah.
Can't Google it. If it is, then I'm telling you, it sounds like poop.
Right, we'll move on. On to Percival.
No, I don't know that.
So just so you can see a little sample. So we have Percival.
Oh, see, that's a different level. That is so good. Yeah. That's like a man bottled up.
You like that one?
Yeah, I like that one. That one just smells like... But I'm sorry, I need you to Google this, because if Barry's right...
Herod, I think, means warrior, babe. It means hero, I think.
What? Does it?
He's winding you up.
Is he?
Yeah.
Barry? Yeah, that's so good.
So we have a winner, which is Percival.
Oh, hands down.
By quite a
Yeah.
long way.
That
So-
one is very... Hang on, let me just see if it's what you say, drive down. No. Do you know what I'm getting in my head?
What are you getting?
Walking past the cow place. Pig farm. Near us.
No, it doesn't smell anything like a pig farm. Look, people get completely different things from this.
I'm basic, by the way.
She's a basic bitch.
I'm a basic. Don't swear.
Sorry, she's a basic B.
No, I don't like it.
So I really like Herod, and let me just have a little smell. So how can you not? It doesn't smell farm. I don't get that at all from it. I get cherry and a bit of I do get a bit of tobacco.
What? What are you sniffing?
I do. That's what I get from it.
Tobacco?
Yes. It's like a cherry tobacco vibe. So I've got other fragrances that are...
Maybe I need to take a deeper sniff. No, I can't smell tobacco.
Right, I'm going to trick her one day and wear it and see if it smells any different
Bit
on
lightheaded,
skin.
babe.
Too big a dim breath. So Matt, Purple Gorman is up against Percival. Right, let's go back to the comments for a minute.
Heather's, oh no.
Thanks, Scott. I think it's just me, Bex, representing for women. Yeah, we need Lizzie in the house. Where's she? I know, Nigel, it's mass appealing, but it reminded me so strongly of Abercrombie Fierce. Which one was that? Is that Percival? I own Herod and would never buy anything that smells like. There you go, see? Jim, tell her off. Thank you, Jim. It doesn't smell like that at all. That's what she gets from it. That's not what everyone gets from it. Right, so we have, I'm quite excited by this next one. So we have Prada L'Homme versus Prada L'Homme Intense. Now, I think Becca likes these both. And this isn't, I'm just interested to see what she would think is the better of the two. So I haven't asked her this question and I'll be interested. So we're going to start with Prada L'Homme. Trying to spray you in the eye.
Okay.
Okay. Smelt that on me before?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And now we have Prada L'Homme Intense. And I got a 30 ml decant off a Facebook group again, quite cheap. So I didn't invest in the whole bottle, but I've got 13 mls there, which is a good amount.
John's lost 8p.
What? John's lost 8p so far.
Oh. Okay, they're both nice.
So do you think one's more simplistic than the other?
Oh, clever words.
Taking a mic.
This one smells like love heart, like candy.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
So Nigel said match abandon, not keen on either. So I'm not jumping on the bandwagon. Prada L'Homme to me is the perfect work scent. It is the perfect office scent. And Prada L'Homme Intense to me is a little bit deeper and darker and is your date night. Both are quite powdery, both are quite irisy. Both to me don't come off on that lipsticky iris though, especially not the Intense.
This one,
So what one's that? The normal?
I think smells a little bit more basic.
Yeah.
A little bit more off the shelf, sort of.
Yeah.
It's nothing that really stands out for that one. It's nice, don't get me wrong. If you were to walk past, I'd be like, oh, it smells good. But it'd have to be the Intense.
So on that one, Becca prefers the Intense. So, and Prada L'Homme Intense, I really like that too. It is more of a sort of nighttime fragrance, I think. Do you agree?
Which one?
Prada L'Homme Intense, the one you prefer.
Nighttime.
Yeah, the Intense. So something you go on a date with or out.
I think you could use it for either, really.
And I think the other one's more of an office, easy going, clean out of the shower, fresh.
Yeah, it's definitely more fresher.
There we go. So next, so Prada are going to be eventually up against Armaf. We have Club de Nuit Intense Man versus Tag Prestige Him. So what have we got here? So let's just catch up on some of the comments. So Jim isn't keen on Prada either. Aphrodisiac by at Rosa Salas. Office for Men is perfect office scent, clearly. That one is potent, Scott. Scent of the Day with Oh My Soul, and Centralised. I quite enjoy Office Men, but will not pay over £50 for it. I think that's about where it is I think that's, I think you're right there, Barry. I think that's about the right price for that. And Boardroom by Men. So, Matt, you mentioned that, and obviously Boardroom's copied Office. I don't know how everyone feels about that, but Josh is going to rinse through my sample of Office, and he's an 18-year-old student. He is not going to spend £150 upwards on a fragrance, even if he gets one, get one free. Whereas he might spend the 40, 50 quid, I think it's less than that, on the Alexandra Boardroom. So they have got a place in the market for people that can't afford the more expensive scents. Can you just bear with me for one moment? Sorry. No. 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 Stop. No.
Dog issues.
Stop it. Right. Out.
Oh, it's getting all sassy.
Sorry, people. The dogs have decided they want to fight. Right. Not fight. They're playing, but they do make a lot of noise. They get a bit intense. And they're not going to stop just because I've gone over and stopped them. I'll walk away and they'll start again. They're like naughty children. Right, where have we got to? I know Jezza isn't really indie, but Claire's small brand is a little wiki. Yeah, I get that. Did you see Jezza's new frag is going to be called? Hasn't he got one called Club that isn't out yet, Barry? I'm sure he's got Club coming out. And the younger son doesn't care about fragrance, says Heather. Both my sons quite like it, don't they?
Well, let's take after you. They're a little bit, don't care what they look like.
Yeah, so Josh especially, he gets a sample through most weeks, maybe a couple. He's had a few samples recently, hasn't he? So he gets a bit of post every so often. He orders like a 5 ml or 3 or 2 ml fragrance for himself, and I thought, what did you get? And he's got a few things like, what did he get? He got Freeze, which was the Stronger Review Freeze, which is quite nice. But the ones he's got are a little bit more sort of mass appealing, so they don't necessarily appeal that much to me where I want to steal them. He's more likely to steal my fragrances than I am of his. But he's got a good few fragrances now. I'm very proud of him. And Scott, his go-to fragrance is 1 million. But he's quite got, I've noticed when I get him to smell stuff, I don't know if he's just being polite or nice to me, but
Probably.
I've not made it, so it doesn't matter if he likes it or not. But he actually likes quite a broad range of things. He's like, oh, and he makes the noises like he does. He's not, I don't think he's putting it on just for my benefit. So yeah, both my sons love their fragrance. Right, what have we got there? Sunny Dave. Right, so on to the next one. We have Club de Nuit. Oh, excuse me, just dropped that. Club de Nuit Intense Man versus Tag Him Prestige. So it'd be interesting because I think Becca likes both of these, but I have a feeling I know what she will pick based on what she likes. I think she already knows in her head what is going through of these two. Do you like that? Give that a whiff. So this is Club de Nuit Intense Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it, you know the DNA, don't you?
Yeah.
Because the boys wear it and I wear it, and yeah. So quite a familiar DNA.
Isn't that 1 million?
It is. I don't know if anyone's tried the on-mark Tag Him, but it is actually quite close to 1 million. It's a little bit synthetic, but it's not unwearable. I think it's quite nice. It's definitely got the same DNA.
I think that's more powdery.
What one?
This one.
Tag one.
Yeah, than the actual 1 million.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'd have to. If it was based on those and not actually like. Yeah, I would go. That one.
So we're going for Becca's picked Club Nuit Intense Man. So that is going to be up against Prada L'Homme Intense. So we are moving through these quite well. That surprised me. That's not the one I would have guessed. I would have guessed the
Would
1
you?
million. Yeah, that's because you love 1 million.
Yeah, I just don't think that it's 100%
No, okay.
tip top.
Well, it's not.
That's a lot more powdery,
Okay.
I think. I don't know where I put it. Here. Yeah, it's more powdery.
Tickle me. Right, we'll put these back so because we'll spray them again. Right, so we are going onto Perfume Parlour now, and Intense Black is up against Avalanche Rouge. So Intense Black, for people that don't know, is a clone of Tom Ford's Noir Extreme, and that is one of the only Tom Fords that Becca has actually liked in store when I've sprayed it.
Which one?
Tom Ford's Noir Extreme, it was called. It's
Oh,
quite nutty
okay.
and
Yeah.
yeah,
No, I like his Lost Cherry.
Lost Cherry as well, yeah. So
I'm not a massive fan of Tom Ford. I literally, that and Joe Malone are,
they're not all like that.
well, majority.
Bit challenging, some of them.
Yeah, I'm not a massive fan.
So this is Intense Black, which I think is very unique, and this version of it is very, very good.
What's that meant to be?
Tom Ford's Noir Extreme.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, you're not. She's not convinced. And this is Avalanche Rouge, which is Aventus and BR540.
Yes, that one.
Yeah, that
100%.
that fills the room, by the way. That Avalanche Rouge
Oh, it's so beautiful.
absolutely fills the room.
Yeah, it's that one.
So you like do you think the Aventus and the BR540 work quite well together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just takes that real sweet sickliness out of it, I think. Don't get me wrong, I love 540.
Yeah.
Literally, I would wear it every day. But it just adds a little bit.
Would you wear it?
Yeah, I'd wear that.
You'd
But
wear that?
I don't know.
It's not got any manliness to it, I don't think.
It has got a hint of manliness.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you'd wear that.
Hmm.
So that is actually that is really good. It's really funny with this because I think I explained this on the video. When you spray it, it leaves the BR540 sillage behind you as you walk.
I've offended John Slow. John, you're not doing very good.
And and when you split off paper, you get the citrusy from the Aventus.
Yeah.
You get the pineapple. Very, very strange how when you sniff it up close, you get Aventus, and then when you move it away from you, you get the whiff. You get the BR540. It works very well together. So I know it's been done a million times, like that, especially that combination as well. But that is through to the next round. So we have Avalanche Rouge have gone through.
I don't think many people agree.
No, they're not all going to agree with you.
I don't think I had any people agreeing with me.
No. Heather's grabbing her coat too.
Oh, no.
We're finding out about Becca's nose. I'm not going to take
Oh.
the Nicky out of Becca's nose. She does one thing that she does do very well, actually better than me on a lot of occasions, is she can associate it to something very quickly, even if it's poo and even if it's wrong.
Gabbles.
But she's very good at picking stuff out really, really quickly. And I think that's really good. She's got a great nose, but she doesn't like anything too challenging at all. Whereas I've fallen down the rabbit hole and I want to try and smell things that are a little bit more, not like oody. I'm not massively into oud, but I want things that are unique. I don't want to smell like anybody else out there, but I still need to be appealing to Bex as well. So I've got to be careful with what I do wear, around you especially. If I'm going out somewhere.
Yeah, but if you think about it, right, we had this conversation the other day.
Mhm.
Everybody's partners who are female
Yep.
will probably not pick the challenging things.
No, we don't. And I think a lot of you guys out there and ladies, you could probably associate this with your partners. There are a lot of people that have wives that don't like what they like. Excuse Becca a moment, she's going to go and sort our dogs out again.
Oh. There we go.
She's back.
Sorry.
Just let the dogs in. Right, so we are moving on to the next one. There's just, I think, a couple of other people have joined us. Barry's put his wife is the same.
Exactly. I generally think most wives, I'm speculating now, would prefer something easy on the nose than something like a real dark Tom Ford.
Now, I know that Steve's wife's the same as that. I know that Chris' wife's the same as that.
Yeah, does just mean to say they smell horrible. I'm just saying, from a female's point of view, probably, if we're basing it on what we would like to smell on our partners, would be something a little bit easier.
Yeah. And Matt's put it's not so much maybe a male or female thing. It's more the fact that frag heads look for something a bit more challenging after a while. So if you smell, you know, like when I go into Boots,
yeah,
I really struggle to pick. If I go out and I say, right, I'm going to go out and spend £50 on a fragrance today, or I'd never usually spend much more than that. But if I go out and, right, you know what, I'm going to treat myself, I'm going to buy myself a fragrance. And it's quite nice to go and test them all. But if you're in Boots, and there's quite a lot of things I could pick from in there, I'm like a child in a sweet shop. I know when you're smelling too many, they all mingle into one anyway, but they do smell quite similar, a lot of the fragrances.
I'll tell you what I can base it on. I can base you, like the community, absolutely. Like, I understand you go and look for something challenging. That's a bit like me with trainers. I won't just go and pick up the plainest pair of trainers. I like the mallets. I like something a little bit different that not everybody else has got. So I completely understand. 100%.
There we go. So what else? We have Brandon in the house, by the way, Da Vinci's Alchemist. We have Hillary in the house. So we have another lady in the house.
Woo-hoo!
Hi, Hillary. Welcome. Right, we have Wish You All Well. Shout out to the tour. The Citrus Noir is brilliant, and Matt's Versailles is fantastic.
Oh, what's Barry been doing?
What's Barry been up to?
Who let the dogs out? Who? Oh.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Oh, Barry. Barry.
Right, we'll move on to the next one. Da Vinci, hi Tony and families. So this is Becca. Meet Becca, everybody. If you haven't met her already, she's kindly agreed to come on camera today.
On the fun one.
We're going to try and make this a regular thing. Once we finish this round, we'll have a little chat about some plans we have. So we'll take it off of fragrance a little bit.
Only a little bit.
Only a little bit. It is to do with fragrance. And we will tell you about some plans we have for future lives.
Ooh.
Right. So we have two of my absolute favourites in my collection. We have Dior Homme.
Yeah,
Intense.
you hide those, don't you?
I hide these from my boys. These stay by my bedside table in the box. I'm tempted to put a line on them so I know whether they've used them or not. How sad is that? Right, so
Such a tit.
so Dior Homme Intense we'll do first. Becca does know what these smell like because she knows I love them a lot. I think I know what she's going to pick based on her taste. I know what I would pick the opposite to what she's going to pick. I can predict this. It only needs one spray.
One spray.
That one does quite strong.
What did you wear the other day? And you literally nearly gassed me out in the car.
Did I?
Yeah. Me and the kids were like,
The kids weren't in the car anytime soon. We haven't all been out as a family.
we have.
We haven't.
What?
Since lockdown, it's like 6 weeks ago.
Oh, I think you oversprayed to me. Can you not remember?
Yeah, I'll tell you what it was. It was before lockdown, before everyone thinks we're going out of our family in the car. I oversprayed the Da Vinci Gentleman, the EDP. Really oversprayed it, and I did gas everyone out.
You did. We had to undo all the windows. Right, you're giving me a headache.
Do you like that?
Yes, all right.
My favourite fragrance I own in my collection. Yeah, it's all right. Lovely. Right. On to the next one.
Sausage.
We have Sausage. Dior sausage coming out. Parfum, by the way, the parfum version.
Do you know what?
You're right
I
there.
just think I
You're
should
right.
just pick one that I don't actually like, just to surprise everybody. Because everybody's thinking, oh, you're going to pick.
You are.
Yeah, I am. But I might just go, oh, do you know what?
Oh
I
dear.
might pick Dior Homme.
Well, come on, DHI, my heart has already broke with this one. This must be what it's like to be a West Brom fan, Basil.
See, I'm letting everybody down.
What's Chris put? I don't necessarily think it's about seeking out challenging competition. The more you smell, the more your nose turns into subtly and nuance. Yeah. Well, I hope that's true, Chris. I've got to learn. I've got to learn some more stuff. I have realised after last week's live that I really need to educate myself a little bit more, be a little bit more prepared, and train my nose more, which I've got plans to do.
Loads of people would love to be training me right now. They're literally sat at home.
What are you doing? Yeah.
You're so basic. No, do you know what? Yeah. I think that's Savage. Yeah, I'm gonna pick that one.
So Savage is
Yeah,
through to the next round.
whatever.
My heart is broken.
I'm so sorry. No, I like that one. Don't get me wrong. I like them all. Apart from I say that. Yeah. No,
Did you really like the parfum over like the EDT, or do you see a difference or not? Does it just smell like Sauvage to you? Because that's got vanilla in it. I don't think it's got any ambroxan, and Sauvage is heavily got
I'd have to smell the
no
other one.
vanilla. I've got a sample of it. We'll do it later. So, will we? See? Awkward. Right, so Dior sausage has gone through to the next round.
Woohoo!
So that is up against Avalanche Rouge. That is going to be a good battle. Right, so we'll finish this round and then we'll talk about some of our plans. So next we have Zara, and we'll see what's going to go through them. And the winner of that is going to go through the winner of some Rosa Salas fragrances. So next we're going to go with Zara Unexpected Fresh Spicy. Have you smelled this?
I don't think I have. Unexpectedly so.
See what you did there?
I did. Did you see it?
Yeah, see?
I know I'm not keen on the other one. Oh, that smells like whiskey. Yeah.
Quite boozy.
Yeah.
Spicy.
Really. Do you know what? That smells a little bit, tiny little bit like that Herod.
Yeah,
But with more
I can
whiskey
see
in
that.
it.
Yeah.
Is that got whiskey in it?
No, it's got tobacco, which is what I said about Herod.
Okay.
So remember me saying about Herod and you went, has
I'm
it?
starting to get a bit of a headache now, bet.
Have you? Yeah, smelled a lot so far. We'll have a little break afterwards. Have to get you to smell the coffee jar.
Oh, that smells like tobacco-y Skittles.
Tobacco-y Skittles. There
Yeah.
we go. There's a great one.
That I think is a little bit too much for me.
Which one? The Unexpected Fresh Spicy?
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what Unexpected Fresh Spicy,
Doesn't it smell like Skittles?
it's very sweet. I love Rich Warm Addictive anyway, so I am biased with this. That is by far my favourite. However, the Unexpected Fresh Spicy, yeah, it's a little bit boozy. I get more tobacco in it than I do, because they're both part of the tobacco collection. I get more tobacco in that than I do in Rich Warm Addictive. Rich Warm Addictive is a little bit sweeter and easier to smell, a slightly thicker composition. And the Unexpected Fresh Spicy, I'll tell you what it reminds me a little bit of. It reminds me of Spice Bomb, a touch. They do Spice Bomb Extreme. It reminds me a little bit of that. But it's also quite light and airy, I think. It's got like this thinness to it that isn't there with Rich Warm Addictive. Rich Warm Addictive is a bit more resinous.
That does smell like a real good quality whiskey.
Yeah, quite peaty.
Peaty.
Yeah, there we go. So what's your favourite of the two?
Rich, warm, addictive.
Rich Warm Addictive. Now, I didn't think that would go through. So Rich Warm
What, you thought that
Addictive.
would?
Yeah, I thought Unexpected Fresh Spicy would.
Really?
Do you think they're quite interesting compared to some fragrances, though? So it's not going to be what we smelt in Boots, for example.
No, and do you know what? This is why I do like Zara. Because it's easy to, create the sort of, what am I trying to say? So Zara is a clothes shop.
Yeah.
So when you go into places like New Look, they have obviously all their girls' perfumes, and they also like candy floss.
Yeah.
So I do like Zara and the way they try and make something a little bit more different.
Yeah, they have a wide range. You've seen their wall of fragrances when we went into Poland. They have a huge selection, don't they? Massive selection. And the thing about Zara, unfortunately, is there are a lot of duds in there that don't last. You found that
Oh,
from yours.
100%.
So you've got a couple that you like the smell of, you love the smell of, and they just don't last on you.
Do you know what I find really adorable is how they make kids' fragrances.
They do. They make.
Phoebe Pickle loves going into Zara, not only for the clothes, but to go and smell her own perfumes.
Yeah.
And she's got one which they're just adorable, aren't they? Obviously,
really...
they contain no alcohol, which obviously makes them suitable for children. But I just think that is really adorable.
Yeah, so I think they've done that well. The boys have had them when they were younger as well, haven't they? Do you remember?
Yeah.
We got them for Christmas for them as a
Go
present.
to their little school discos and put their little Zara aftershaves on.
Yeah, so Zara do that very well. So if no one knew that, Zara do children's perfumes and aftershaves.
So cute.
And they are really well branded as well. They do a really good job.
And it's cute because Phoebe does wear them for school.
She does indeed,
She puts her uniform on and then she gives herself a little spray.
So, right, let's catch up with what people have said. Rich, warm, addicted in the next round. As we travel along this journey, we tend to yearn for more quality ingredients, something more noticeable and refined. Agreed. I can see why I'm single now. Literally not a single win there.
John.
Brandon's put definitely designers don't float my boat as much for that exact reason.
John needs to go on Tinder. John, are you on Tinder? Yeah, you could do him a little profile.
Well, John wouldn't trust me with his profile, what I told you about.
Oh, actually, we've not actually seen John's face.
No, we haven't. No. Right, John, designers are good for the warm weather when you're just looking for light and fresh
John the
air.
Duke.
Yeah, I agree with that, Matt.
Yeah.
I do sometimes after wearing some more, especially during the winter, because you do reach for your deeper, dark and stuff. Sometimes if I've reached for stuff that is a bit more challenging because I fancy that, after wearing, say, a few days of that, I need to reset and go back to something easier to wear. So I'm not like, it's not heavy. It's
Do you know what
fresh.
I really dislike?
Go on.
Is when you get out of the shower and you put something heavy on, then get into bed. I'm like, I can't sleep next door to you wearing that.
Go and wash.
You're giving me a headache.
I do try and wear like lighter stuff though.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
So, right. So there we go. So we're on to the last house. So we have one of the tour's newest additions, and this is called EOS. And EOS was in part of my haul. I didn't go through the rest of them with you. So we've got EOS up against Mon Cherie, which is... Ooh. So EOS, just so you know, is their interpretation of Le Male. But it's not... How can I put this? It's not an inspired... It says inspired by Le Male, but it is just that. It's not an actual clone of Le Male. So it's got more woods in it. So it says the top notes are fresh and tender, combine mint with lavender and zesty lime. Earthy cardamom, middle notes are orange blossom, caraway and cinnamon. And in the base, we have cedarwood, vanilla, tonka bean, amber and sandalwood. Now, I can tell you this isn't the same as Le Male. I've smelt it already. It is similar. You do get Le Male DNA, but it goes in a different direction for me. And I personally really like the direction it goes in. So this is EOS. We'll get Becca to spray it, see what she thinks.
John's got all his pennies on Mon Cherie.
Has he?
Yeah, it's on there, babe.
Well, right, okay, sorry, I couldn't find the
Squirter.
Squirt's here. Right, so on to EOS.
I feel like there's a lot of pressure on this one.
No, there's no pressure. You just got to pick
John's
your favourite.
expects me to pick Mon Cherie.
You pick what you think's your favourite. Just be as honest as you can.
It's okay.
Do you like
It's
it?
very green.
Yeah, it's a little bit green. A little bit green.
Is this what I said smelled like?
So Becca, I sprayed these when I received them the other day, and Becca straight away said, "Oh, that smells a little bit like Jean Paul Gaultier," and she was right. It does. And you quite like Jean Paul Gaultier. It's not your favourite, but you quite like it.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Right. And next is Mon Cherie. Now,
Mon Cherie.
Mon Cherie is Rosa Sal's.
Oh, it's filling Phoebe's paint. Just be careful.
Okay. Oh
What?
no! What have you done to me?
Oh, so sorry.
What?
Okay, just squirt it quick. It fell in Phoebe's
What have
paint.
you done? Right, I'm just going to go and get a cloth
Oh.
paper. I'll be back in a moment. One sec.
John, have you got many on this one? Because I think you know the answer. They're both good. Which one do you think I'm going to pick?
Mon Cherie. I'm back.
Only because I just love it.
So Mon Cherie is the winner.
Mon Cherie is the winner.
So Mon Cherie is very good, by the way. It is.
But I do like this one. Don't get me wrong. I
Yeah.
do like this one.
You do
But it
like
has to be. You've pitched. It was a bit of an unfair competition between those two.
Well, yeah, because you really like one because it is something you could wear too as well.
Yeah,
isn't
put
it?
that in.
It's quite unisex.
Put the oil in our oil burners.
Yeah, so we got an oil as well. I tried it. I got told off because I put it in the top of a wax melt, but
That already smelled of something.
but it's very light, and that worked. I got the smell of cherry in the room, which is what I wanted. That's what the aim was, and that's what I got.
Cherry with clean linen.
I always get told off, by the way, for doing stupid stuff. So
Woohoo!
Mon Cherie is the winner, and that will be up against Rich, Warm, Addictive.
Oh.
There we go. Right, so let's move on. Let's see some of the comments, and then we're going to talk to you about some of our future plans for the live. Whoop whoop dad dance, John's doing.
John's got one right.
Stupid rain hits again on Monday. Thanks, Barry. Nice one, everyone. Loves a good cheapie and unboxing car. John, you won. Yes, he did. Right, so future plans. We had a really good chat yesterday, and we're really excited about some of the things that we could do on the channel. Aren't we? You are too.
Yeah.
So, do you want to start off some of the plans we
Oh,
had?
what would you like me to say? You've got such a smile on your face.
I know, it's because I'm really excited. So-
Well,
Go on, you go.
no, you go.
And you go.
No, you go. Stop it.
Right, so we had some ideas about what we could do, and I've got an idea in my head that I haven't spoken to Becca about. She knows part of it.
Oh, God.
So I am currently, as we speak, on 780 odd subscribers.
Yeah.
And when I get to 1,000, I would like to ask someone that's in the room if he would do a live with us on screen.
Oh, you've spoken about this. We sat outside.
But when I get to 1,000, I didn't mention that bit.
Oh, is that the only surprise?
Yes.
Surprise!
But we have got a lot of reviewers in the room, and we would love it if we could interview you.
Not necessarily all about fragrance. I
No.
think there needs to be a little bit of lightheartedness in it. So I ask the stupid, dumb questions. You ask the questions about fragrance.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we'll keep it fragrance related. I will ask the sensible stuff about fragrance, and Becca will ask the dumb stuff.
I wouldn't say dumb, entertaining stuff though.
The fun stuff.
The fun stuff.
So I'll be the fun sponge, and Becca will be providing the fun.
Yes.
And we would love to invite people on to come on our live with us. And
Be willing to talk about fragrance, but also to have a laugh with us and not be too...
Don't take yourself too seriously.
Don't take yourself too seriously, because life is way too short, and we all know during this COVID situation, I think we've all realised that everybody needs a good laugh. We need to just take 5 minutes, have some laughs and giggles, have some rants, you know, let your rag out, and then we can all discuss it together and have a bit of a giggle together.
Yeah, so some of the people that we'd love to have on, they are in the room already. So we will mention, we'd love to have Barry on at some point.
Ankle grabber.
We've got to have the ankle grabber on. We'd love to have we'd love to have Chris on at some point, and Nigel. We'd love to have Nigel on, and Steve. He sometimes comes into. I know he's busy on Sundays, but we'd love to have Steve on one week as well, because he's been very supportive. So all of you have shown me such lovely support, and I'm literally more friendly to you lot than I am to people in real life.
Oh, it's a miserable sod. You don't like people at all.
I work with people, and they can be horrible. I don't like horrible people.
Well, you just generally, before all this happened, you were a little bit of a grumpy man.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you was.
I know. But family times, like, we've pushed the reset button because I haven't been dealing with customers.
No, so you got your happiness back.
Yeah, customers. We all love customers, but just not all the time. I get some lovely people I deal with, don't get me wrong. But if I get anyone that's even remotely disrespectful in terms of they're treating me like a bit of dirt, then I don't want to know. And
it's like the barriers go up and you're like, chink!
Yeah, and I'll quite happily tell them. And how I have not been told off in my job for being slightly abrupt occasionally, then I don't know. But hey, when I get on with you, I'll get on like a house on fire, and I get on with all of you so well. So our idea is we will have people on the channel that we know and love to have a fun interview. So we are going to come down. Let's have a look. What have we said about this?
Beck has all the great ideas. Yeah,
Tony, keep your clothes on though.
Yeah, don't get naked.
Why? You can't be naked, don't you? You're horrible. Barry's put, of course I will, Tony.
He can't outshine us with his like perfume hauls though.
If I'm up on this live stream, Frag Guy. So we have Frag Guy in the house. I've watched Frag Guy stuff. You've not seen any of his stuff, but we can get a Frag Guy on as well. Sorry, what did you say?
I said Barry better not outshine us with his fragrance hauls.
No, he outshines me anyway, doesn't he? Tony wants to be the new George Zaroff. Now, we didn't get the idea from that. I love, have you seen
I love George.
We love
Tony's
George.
not as adorable as George.
No.
George is like he's just so sweet. You're all right some days. But George is just happy all the time.
He is happy. I don't know how anyone can be happy that whole time. But he is lovely. We are big fans of George, and we love his interviews with getting to know. So the interviews aren't going to be talking about your whole. George seems to get the stuff about how you got into fragrance and going through your whole journey of your life. It's not going to be. It's going to be a little bit more light-hearted.
Light-hearted, yeah.
So it's going to be some fragrance-related stuff in there. We're going to jot some questions down, but on the whole, it's going to be quite unscripted.
Yeah, I think just a normal chat.
It's going to be a chat, yeah.
I think that's where the great interviews come from.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Have a bit of a guideline, but you know, sometimes it's good to go off the guideline.
Yeah.
Just have a giggle.
So what else? Aidan is sad but happy. Right, hold on. Barry would need to upgrade the wardrobe. I'm still a grumpy man, says Scott. That's a cool idea. Yeah, I work with horrible people all day too, and I'm a loner. Strange that. Yeah, the public suck most of the time, says John. It's true. He has those in his wardrobe, just been waiting for a chance to wear them. It was great to see you all live. I'm going to head back to bed as long as my toddler will allow before I start our day. Happy Mother's Day to the mums. So it's Mother's Day in America.
Ah, happy Mother's Day.
That's Hillary. So thanks for joining us, Hillary. I agree with Tony. Working in a casino, people can be jerks. They lose. We need a real life frag meetup too. We do, Chris. We heard your podcast, The Saint Geeks. If no one's seen that, go and listen. And we got a lovely mention last week. This is me, right? I've putting the cakes out. I had the Mr. Kipling's apple pies in my hand. I had my AirPods. Well, yeah, I do dribble over the cakes. And I had my AirPods in.
That just reminded me about cakes. I've got something to show everybody.
What?
I took photographic evidence.
Of what?
Oh, yes. Carry on.
Uh-oh. And I had my AirPods in and I'm listening to it.
Oh, that's just beautiful.
We are the Saint Geeks. And I got a mention. I nearly dropped the Mr. Clippings. It put a great big smile on my face, and you got a mention too.
I
didn't
did.
You? Yeah. So
got all emotional. I was like,
famous. The new Kim K. Oh.
Yeah.
So we got a lovely mention. So thank you, Chris.
My horse is as fat as Kim K.
Is it? I don't think it is.
Anyway, can you pass me your phone? I've got something to show everybody.
Oh no.
So if you were tuning in last week, we were talking about Tony's great love of patisseries and cakes, weren't we?
Have I not seen this photo?
I think I was talking to Heather about it as well. Do you know your secret stash of cakes?
Right.
Oh no. Hang on.
You can't find it, can you?
You deleted it.
I haven't been on your phone.
I bet you deleted it, haven't
I
you?
haven't been on your
Oh,
phone.
no, it's here.
Oh God, what's this?
Right.
Let me see it.
So we were talking about Tony's love of cakes and how he eats cakes in the cars, right? So I thought, when I got into the car the other day, I thought, I want to snap this real quick because Tony will make out, no, I don't eat cakes in the car. I don't eat whole massive cakes, right? I don't know if you can see, right? This says iced coffee cake with frosting. Can you see that, guys? That is in his centre console of his car. And that isn't just a Mr. Kipling take out the wrapper. That is a cake about this big.
It's not that big, come on.
This big. Right? So he sits there on his way home, undoes the cake, grabs it like a baguette, and eats it. Yep.
You're disgusted, aren't you?
I am disgusted.
Becca's been really good with her diet at the moment, and I'm being shocking. So I think she's just a little bit jealous that I'm eating cake and she's not.
Literally, in your centre console. Who has cake in their centre console? But, right, moving on.
Yeah.
Sorry, I do love you. Right, moving on. So, in this podcast, we're wanting to interview some lovely, lovely people, but we also want to take just 10-15 minutes with a little feature of what's got up your nose. So what's got up your nose is...
This week.
What's got up your nose this week. So it's a rant. So it could be about anything. So what we would like is people to email us.
Predicted@gmail.com or message me on Instagram.
Or message me on Instagram @PredictedSnaps. So what's got up your nose for the week could be anything that we could all have a little discussion about. It could be I can't say the word.
Anonymous.
Anonymous.
We're meant to be interviewing people as well.
Anonymous.
Yeah.
So you can email us anonymously, and it could be anything that your partner's done that's irritated you, like, I don't know.
I'm trying to think of something I've done.
Yeah.
I do a lot.
It could be anything embarrassing, anything that's irritated you. Like John the other day, I saw he had to do his food shop and he came home and he needed a stiff drink. So it could be anything at all. Email us and we will discuss it on this live, and it could be anything at all.
So if it was Barry, it'd be Barry Beefs.
Barry's Beefs.
Barry's
Yes.
Beefs. We call it Barry's Beefs.
Yeah.
What's got up your nose, which has a double meaning?
Ooh.
So what's got up your nose this week? Email us, and on next week's live, we can keep it anonymous if you ask us to, and we will read out your Barry beef.
The funnier the better.
Yes.
Because we don't want to make it, you know, really dowdy and drab.
No.
But funny stuff. Tony's going to start this week, so I'm going to let Tony have this week. And yeah, what's got up your nose this week, Tony?
What's got up my nose? My Barry beef for the week. I've got two things actually. One's to do with Becca, and she'll go off on one if I say it, so I'm a bit worried about this. And one of them is just about, I don't really want to get into this, so I'm not going to have a massive conversation about it. But my Barry on the beef this week, sorry, I just read Heather's thing.
Barry Onda.
My Barry on the beef this week is with Boris, leaving it last out of
Barry's
the whole
beef with
UK.
Boris.
My Barry's beef with Boris is leaving it last. So potentially, people, I could be back at work tomorrow.
Yeah, but you can't really, can you?
But I don't know it until 7 o'clock tonight. What is that about? When Scotland, Ireland and Wales have all announced a 3-week further lockdown with some tolerance and some lift ups of that. But why have we got to wait till Sunday night? So that is my beef so far. That's my main beef. I'm really worked. I get quite anxious. I want to know what I'm doing tomorrow.
Right, so he gets really anxious. Whereas I live in fluffy unicorn world. We don't watch the news.
Yeah,
we don't need to watch the news.
I do.
Unless it's directly affecting me or my boss is ringing me up. Rather just live in fluffy unicorn world. So anything political, I think we keep out because a lot of people have their views on political stuff.
Yeah.
We just leave it quite light-hearted. So
Okay.
what's your other?
What's my other beef? My other beef was, right, she knows what this is going to be, I think. Right. This isn't the first time she does it. She does two things that really grit my... Number one, I open the bin,
Oh,
right? What do I find in the top of the bin that needs emptying? We're both guilty of that. I should have emptied the bin, granted. But in the top of the bin, I find an empty water bottle, which should that be in the rubbish bin? Okay.
It's got this thing about bloody recycling.
That is my beef. The other thing is, in the recycling, she puts things in the recycling that can't be recycled. So when I go to empty the recycling, we had to change some toilet seats recently. They end up in the recycling. I can't recycle a toilet lid. So don't put it in there. Put it in a pile to go to the tip.
What's the toilet seat made out of?
Wood.
Wood be
No,
recycled?
you can't put that in the recycling.
Why?
Wood goes in timber in the recycling. You can't just put wood in the recycling bin.
Right, can I just say, in my defence, right? So, don't know about anybody else's councils, but if you want a second bin, you have to pay for it. So, we've got 2 green bins that we've accumulated a green bin from somewhere and we're just not giving it back. So we've got an extra
No, it's
green bin.
one broke. So I ordered a new one
Oh,
and they delivered it and didn't take the old one away.
oh, okay. So we've got 2 green bins, which is general waste, and 1 wheelie bin for recycling.
Like most of the country, like all of the country actually.
Okay. So we are a family of 5. So 5 people. So my point is, our recycling box, so we have a box before it goes into the recycling because we like to flatten everything first, squish down as much as possible. That gets full up within like 3 days. So when a water bottle sat on the side, because what these boys don't tell you is they don't take the stuff to recycling, they pile it up in the kitchen. So it gets to about 4th day of the week where I think, right, this recycling's getting right on my nerves. So I scoop it all up and put it in the bin. He then comes along, opens the bin, and then gets his knickers in a twist because there's 1 bottle. You go into the garage and the recycling's overflowing because he's not put it into the main bin.
So
Who did the recycling last week?
You did.
Yep.
But I did it every other week for the last however many weeks.
That's the only job you've got though, babe.
It's not that many jobs.
It is the only job.
Right, anyway, we're not going to start a domestic on camera. I shouldn't have mentioned my beef. That's what happens when I ever mention a beef. I get shot down in flames. So Barry beefs don't happen very much with me.
So that is about 10-15 minutes where we can just discuss the weekly ag.
Yeah. So I think people are having their own conversation while we're having a domestic here. So I do think the media have a part to blame in all this predicting what's going to happen. The beach parties have happened yesterday are ridiculous. There's so much trash too. That's ridiculous. People are dumb. They are, because they are going to extend this lockdown, and that could cause absolute mayhem in the future. Right, so one only is here. Hi, never duplicated frags. How you doing? So the one and only, the one that shares your photos on Instagram. And we have Hey Bud. Hey mate. Right, so that is our little section on some future plans. We have got more things to come with that, but we're going to dream up some more ideas. One thing I would like you to do, we'd like to get some examples of what you would like us to do. So have you got any ideas for our Sunday lives?
Oh, we could pick, like, I could pick one best question and you could pick a best question. So guys, email us any questions you want to ask us.
I quite like the
Anything
questions in here though.
Yeah, but
So
sometimes we miss them.
Yeah, sometimes we do miss them.
But good questions, and we can discuss them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So right, we're going to go on to the next round, because we need to get this. We need to get this finished so it doesn't go on too long. So we've already sprayed.
Oh, I thought we were doing this next week.
No, we've got to finish the cup.
Oh, have we?
Yeah, we've got to finish the cup.
Oh, is this just a one-day wonder?
Yeah, this is one day wonder.
I think we should just do semi-finals next week and then the final.
It's not. We're not on to semi-final yet, and that's what they all tuned in for, babe.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Not our domestic.
Oh. I've muddled them all up.
Why have you done that?
Sorry.
They need to go back to where they were.
Well, I didn't know the actual plan. Oh,
It's the World
no.
Cup, babe.
Oh, look, we're missing some.
Right, we'll respray where we find them. Purple. So we got purple diamond, purple diamond versus Percival. And there's Percival.
Okay.
So do you want to respray?
No, I can smell them.
You can still smell them? Okay. So what goes through to the semi-final?
Oh.
Da Vinci's Alchemist has put, Brandon has put, well, I'm not married in more time, but when there was, I never won an argument. It's impossible to win an argument, isn't it?
Oh, this is going to get too hard now because I like both of them. Is it? Am I now basing it on what I want you to smell like or what I still like myself?
No, I think you base it on your overall favourite, I think is the fairest way to do this, because you can imagine too many circumstances. I think it's got to come down to what you prefer.
I'm going to go with Matt, Purple Gourmand, only because once that has died down, it's nice, but it's not different.
No, so Percival hasn't got much
No.
depth to it, has it?
So, Matthew.
So Purple Gourmand is through to the semi-final. And he will be up against Avalanche Rouge or Sausage. So we do those next.
Sausage. Has anybody seen that billboard with Dior Sauvage and someone stuck a sausage over it and put Dior Sausage? That is my sense of humour. Sausage.
And they've actually put a picture of a sausage on there, haven't they?
Yeah.
It's quite amusing. Avalanche Rouge
Ooh.
versus Dior Sauvage. Parfum. Matt's got semi on, by the way.
Is he?
Yeah, because he's in the semi.
Oh, Matthew. You don't be poking things. Oh, this is difficult now.
Is it? Do you like Avalanche Rouge then? Not much.
I think I'm getting a bit drunk off the fumes. Avalanche Rouge.
Really? Against Dior Sausage?
Yeah, sorry.
Avalanche Rouge. We got a perfume.
Again,
bomb.
it's just something a little bit different.
So we have Purple Gourmand in the semi-final against Avalanche Rouge from Perfume Parlour. Right, we are going to go with Club de Nuit Intense Man versus Prada L'Homme Intense. Should be able to still smell them. They're sort of the other end, I think.
What's
I
this?
think they're at the other end. That's Club de Nuit Intense Man, and that's Prada L'Homme Intense. Do you want me to another spray or not?
No, Prada L'Homme.
Prada L'Homme?
Yeah.
Well, that was easy, people. So we're going to speed this up, as you can tell. We're not going to rush it, but we're going to speed it up. So we have got Prada.
Bye, Barry.
Is Barry off, is he?
Barry's eating his dinner. What's he got for dinner? I can smell everything on my hands now.
Marv's giving me a death stare. See you later, Baz. Bye, mate. Prada L'Homme
L'Homme.
Intense is in the semi-final against either Rich Warm Addictive or Mon Cherie.
Moncherie's there. I don't even know if I'm sniffing them because it's going to be Moncherie. 100%. So.
Okay, so Mon Cherie is in the final, in the semi-final against Prada L'Homme Intense. So we now have, we've got up to the semi-final point.
Oh, this is all professional.
So it is very professional. So we have Purple Gourmand versus Avalanche Rouge from Perfume Parlour.
Woohoo!
And we have Prada L'Homme Intense against Mon Cherie from Rosa Salas. So onto the,
What do we do now?
we need to do these two against each other.
Oh, okay.
So you've got Purple Gourmand
And Prada.
and Avalanche Rouge.
Oh, okay. Oh, this is going to be really difficult now.
Pick what you think is your favourite.
Oh, no. Oh. I think I'm going to end someone's semi.
Oh no.
It's gone flop. Massive flop. Yeah. I'm so sorry, Matthew. You were good while you lasted. Bye-bye!
Should we have? He's lost against Avalanche Rouge.
Yeah, he has.
Has he really?
Yeah, sorry.
So we have Avalanche Rouge in the final. This was,
Ooh.
I didn't think it would get that far. Becca hasn't really had any previous of smelling that. She smelled it, I think, once, and she liked it, but she didn't like go, oh, that's lovely. So that surprises me. It's got Prada L'Homme Intense. Do you want me to spray that
Yeah,
again?
yeah, sure, he sprayed that.
Versus Mon Cherie.
Oh, that's so good.
Do you like that?
Yeah. It's really difficult. Oh, okay. Let me just explain.
Okay.
Right.
I'm in suspense. What's she going to say? What is going to happen?
I'm building up tension. I'm building up tension.
Building
aren't I?
building tension. Yeah, I think people are going to be leaving in a minute.
Oh, sorry. The
All this
reason
tension's too
I
much for people.
The reason I'm picking this one is because it's something that I would prefer to smell on other people,
Yeah.
not necessarily on myself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'm really sorry, Vitor, but it's probably
Prada L'Homme Intense. That is a turn up for the books. Again, Becca had no previous experience of this fragrance at all. And if I sprayed it now in front of her, she'd go, oh, that's nice. But I don't think she'd overly react. But when you put it up against other things, it makes it a little bit more interesting.
Oh,
So
I'm so sorry, Vitor.
I'm actually quite pleased because I love Prada Long Intense. It means I can wear it more.
Okay, and they need one last word because this is a massive decision now.
Okay, so we are on to the final, people. We have Prada L'Homme Intense versus Avalanche Rouge from Perfume Parlour.
Right, you have to do a pretend drum roll because this is what everybody's been waiting for. Da, da, da.
Matt and Vittor have gone. They're out of there.
Oh, goodbye.
They're out of there. They're like, right,
I'm so sorry.
don't care anymore, we're gone. Avalanche Rouge.
No, I'm literally just basing it on what I would like to smell on other people because I think I have to be a little bit more open-minded when it comes to the finals. I can't just pick everything that I like all the time.
No, you can't.
I like wearing lingerie,
Yeah.
but would I prefer you to smell like a cherry?
Probably not.
No. Oh, okay. Where's the drum roll?
Oh, sorry, it's shaking us.
We've also got an earthquake. It is.
What is it? I can't see.
Oh, I want to see people's guesses. Come on.
What do we think it is? I haven't seen the bit of paper yet.
Come on, people. Put your guesses in. Holy moly, Beck, I've just hopped on your Instagram page. Your photos are amazing. Oh,
Brandon.
thanks. I do try. Come on, people. Put your guesses.
What's her favourite? Avalanche Rouge?
What is my favourite?
What was that?
So I'm a little bit excited now.
Avalanche Rouge or Prada L'Homme Intense?
Oh, John's fought the perfume parlour. Matt the tour, back to the drawing board. No.
PP kicking your butts.
No.
I think she just really loves BR 540
Come on.
a lot.
What's everybody going to think I've picked?
Avalanche Rouge.
Oh, is it not?
Avalanche Rouge.
Come on, Heather. One for the ladies. Where are you, Heather?
Is Heather still in the room?
I kind of look the lie I did.
Come on, give them the choice.
Is Heather still here or not?
I'm not sure.
It is Prada L'Homme.
No, there's Heather.
Oh, sorry, Heather. No, it's not.
So Becca has gone, the winner of the 16 fragrances, and there's some in there she really likes. Now, I can't believe that she has picked Prada L'Homme over...
Oh, is it L'Homme? What was it?
Prada L'Homme.
Prada L'Homme, not L'Homme.
Not L'Homme, no. You can pronounce it how you want, but L'Homme. Prada L'Homme Intense over Dior Sausage, for example. That's
Can you
crazy.
believe that?
That's crazy. Prada L'Homme Intense is the winner. There we go.
Woohoo!
So I hope you all enjoyed that. We have got to an hour and a half into our stream now, so we're not going to be here much longer. I am going to stay for about another 10 minutes or so. We'll leave it till exactly the same time as last week. We will be logging off at 1. On the live, it says we're currently on 1:33 minutes. We're going to go 1 hour and 45 minutes before we log off.
See? Look, I'm surprising everybody now.
This is like Portugal winning the Euros all over
surprises.
again. Yeah, that surprised me. So Prada L'Homme Intense got the win. So what we're going to do now for the next 10 minutes or so, we're going to do, because you've been on camera this time, we're going to do listeners' questions. Questions from the public.
Public.
So, listeners' questions. Any questions for me or Bex? Mainly Bex, because I always get the limelight on my channel.
Oh.
And Bex, this is her first time on the live.
Ask me anything.
So, we are going to questions to Becca or to me for the next 10 minutes or so before we log out. Do you like it?
I like it.
And they can be as silly as you want them to be.
Yes.
Make them, the funnier the better, but whatever you do.
Bex, what camera do you use?
Oh.
Oh, I use a Canon. Do you want to go and get it? Do you want to go and get my big lens? Oh, it's here.
Canon's here.
It's a bit of an old school one, really.
It is old school, but it is good.
You know, I always think, why change something if it's not broken? When I was working for the photography company, we always used Nikons. But obviously, my budget does not stretch to a studio Nikon camera. So my dad's always used Canons. Even when I was little, my dad loves photography. So I actually have a Canon EOS 7D. So it is old school. But like I said, why change something if it's not broken? So that's what I use.
Right, what have we got? What other things we got?
Bex, you start doing your own channel for women's perfumes. I don't think I'm that I don't think I've got enough knowledge.
I didn't have any knowledge when I first started. None of us did.
It would be Becca's basics.
I like it, and that's it at the end of the
Becca's
video.
basics perfume.
So she's like, right, today I'm reviewing.
Impulse.
Right, today I'm reviewing Paco Rabanne's Excess for Women.
Literally.
Nice bottle. That's nice. The end.
Okay, Becca, what's your favourite editing program? It has to be Photoshop, whether that's Photoshop or Photoshop Elements. I've always used it, been trained on it. I've used it all through my education. I used it in my photography job. So I always think it's a classic. I mean, there's loads of stuff you can use. Even a quick snap on your phone. You've got a Photoshop Lite app that you can download on your phone these days. I mean, the technology is just insane. But Photoshop is my main program of choice.
Okay.
How
How many times you had to hold Tony's hair while he's looking down the toilet after he's had a sniff of shandy?
Baby Sham, John. Baby Sham.
So how many times have you had to deal with me being sick?
Oh, do you know what?
What's
Right. There's one time where I have been fuming at Tony. It was after I'd given birth to Phoebe. Could put it in a nutshell, the birth was horrific. Literally horrific. So we'd come home from hospital, and 2 days later, the boys decided to go out to wet her head, which is fine, absolutely fine. But this quick go down the pub for one turned out to be hours. Hours upon hours, and he was absolutely steaming. To the point where hormonal me, newborn baby right next door to me in the bassinet, I get up, struggle to get down the stairs. He's in the downstairs toilet heaving his guts up. This is at our old house. So what did I do? I threw his bedding and his pillow down the stairs and said, you can sleep on the sofa. But he's only ever done it twice.
In how many years?
10.
So you've never done it once.
I've never done it, but I'm not a massive drinker. I don't really like drinking. I don't like feeling drunk.
So I've only been sick twice, so you've had to deal with it. 3 times. We went to Butlins, didn't we?
Oh, we went to Butlins for a 90s weekender with my best friend. It was absolutely
Carnage.
It was just carnage. I've never seen anything like it. But him and her, massive drinkers, got absolutely trolleyed the first night. I got to about 2 o'clock in the morning and I switched over to bottles of water. So I was okay.
Right.
Whereas these two, so my friend Katie and Tony were hanging. They didn't even get out of bed till about 4 o'clock the next day.
Right, Chris has asked a question next.
Bex, does Tony's filming ever get in the way of family life? It can be hard to squeeze in sometimes. No, it doesn't, because he will do it after, say, like the kids are upstairs. So Phoebe is obsessed with Roblox. She's obsessed with FaceTiming my niece, so her cousin. And they will sit upstairs. I know you shouldn't, but after the schoolwork's all done, and you know, us as parents, we were never caught out for this, like teaching mum and dad business. So once schoolwork's done, she'll go upstairs and she'll have her time to herself, whereas that's when Tony will do the videos. The only time where it gets in the way is if we have a lot to do. So a lot of housework to do, a lot of cooking or anything like that. And if he chooses to do the filming instead of, say, you know, helping with the kids' bedrooms, that's the only time where I'll probably put up a little bit of a fight. But other than that, we kind of just tend to work it around everybody, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, Becca knows I need to get, and actually she probably pushes me more than I do. I recently, because everyone's been at home, I find it a little bit more difficult out of the routine to get the videos done. I should be smashing it and getting these videos out. If I'm at home a lot, I know I'm working nights, so by the time I'm up, it's sort of 10:30, 11. And then I just don't want to come down and just go straight into the garage and start filming. And it's finding that time to do it. Whereas usually on our normal routine, I'd be off on my own on a Tuesday and the kids would be at school, college, work, you'd be at work, and I do all my filming in one day.
Yeah.
And then I then edit when I can. But I think actually the editing gets in the way more than the actual filming itself, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's our family life is always hard, isn't it, Chris? You can't always make time for everything and everybody. It is really difficult. But I would say I'm really easygoing. You know, if he's done all his job, it makes it sound like he's my son. But if we've done all of our jobs,
if we've done our jobs, yeah.
I don't mind if he takes 2 hours out, or you know, Phoebe's occupied, I'm sat reading a book or anything like that, then yeah, I don't mind. But we've only got one little person to worry about, whereas we've got 2 teenagers, so it's a slightly different.
To having young children.
Yeah. I do all my photography work in the evenings, so I put Phoebe to bed, Tony will go to work, and I'll just set the studio up in the garage, and I can spend an hour and then an hour editing. So I've got that privilege of doing it in the evenings. And obviously when I do go back to working full time, it's going to have to be the evenings as well, so, or weekends. So yeah, it is hard to find a balance. But, you know, I've always said to you, how do these massive YouTubers like Phoebe watches families and Tiana, and she's got millions of subscribers, and you know, it's difficult. I mean, how do you get your child to want to film every day for content? I just find it baffling. But you just got to work around it, haven't you? You've got to do what you need to do.
Yeah, I think we're both quite conscientious of each other and the family as well, aren't we? So
yeah,
if I was a really selfish person, then I wouldn't care as much, and I would just do what I want to do. But I'm not like that anyway. I want to please everybody, and I want everyone to be happy. So even me sat there on my phone, I'm aware I'm on my phone, and I know it gets on people's nerves, and it's not fair on people. So I try and grab it where I can. And I'm getting better at that. I wasn't so good at that to begin with, especially as I like to interact with a lot more people than I do now in terms of getting people to know who I am. Whereas I've got to a level now where I've got a few followers, not massive amounts, but it's easier to not spend as much time on Instagram, and it's easier to not watch as many videos. So from that point of view, and because we're all home, it's finding a new routine. But I think we do it quite well, and you're quite supportive. I'm very lucky that Becca's really supportive of me as well. Very lucky, because not all wives are. They might sort of find it a bit, not competition, but they might find that it's not jealous even, it's the wrong word. They might think that a bit funny about you doing something you want to do and they've not got an interest maybe, and they might be a little bit resentful that you're spending more time doing something that you love than you are doing things with them. So I've not got that in my life where we resent things that each other do. We're quite supportive of each other, which is really nice.
I think we've just got that level of understanding that I need an hour to an hour and a half to myself doing my fitness every morning, and then I just have the evenings to do my photography and editing. But even that, you pushed me into that. It's always been a hobby of mine. I mean, I've got photos all over the house of Phoebe, of the kids, but it's taken you to kind of push me to say, well, put yourself out there. I mean, even now, it's still a little bit weird for me. And having people who follow my page, like that, I still find baffling. And every photo that I upload, I'm so self-conscious that when I'm uploading it, I think, oh, is that okay? Is it decent? But yeah, I think it's just trying to fit it in around your kids. But like I said, we're lucky we've got 2 teenage boys, and then we've only got 1 little person who's not so little anymore. So I think it'd be harder if we had toddlers.
Oh, 100%.
Or babies,
Yeah,
or
definitely.
kids under the age of 10.
Chris has got younger girls, so he'll have a lot more
Yeah.
challenges. So we've got Matt's asked a question up, but it's gone a bit further up. Tony did the comb work, it's looking a bit shorter.
It did.
So yes, Matt, right, so the comb,
Oh, thanks, Vitor.
the combs work quite well. So I just went over my hair, it's got a little blade in, and it just takes a bit off each comb. So as long as you're not really going deep and thing in, but it's not as bad, it's more manageable. So yeah, I've managed to do my hair quite decent, I think. The sides could do with a trim, but other than that, I think looking all right. So thank you, Matt. I think Matt sent it to me as a joke.
Yeah, and then you actually
Then I ordered it, and I
Oh.
got it, and I'm actually using it. So thank you.
Secretly, Matthew's like, oh my God, look at him. But anyway, I think we should end it on a high. We've been 2 hour allotted time, 1 hour 46. So
So I now film in bulk and get all my vids done for 6 weeks, then edit, and then disruptions minimal. Yeah, you know what? It feels so good to get the. For anyone out there, I hope you can. Sorry, sorry. I hope everyone can sort of. They understand this, especially if you're doing.
bye, Chris.
Especially if you're doing with this, that if you are, see you later, Chris. Thanks for joining us again, mate. Appreciate it. Enjoy your St. Geeks podcast chat later. Look forward to hearing it, hopefully tonight. But I think it's really satisfying once you've done the video. Once you've got the videos in the bag, you can then, because I edit on my phone. So for me, I'm not sitting at a laptop. I can sit on the sofa with the family. They might be watching a film and I can just put one headphone in and I can edit it. So I find it really satisfying if I've got 3 or 4 videos done in the bag and I can then concentrate on edit on those. It's getting the film, because you've got to prepare for the video, you've got to set up, you've got to make your notes, I set myself a small script to try and stay on thing. So I think that's really good.
Shut up.
Becca's getting bored.
Let's just end it on John's little comment. He's
What's
getting
John
all
said?
mushy.
Why? What's John said?
He said, I'd like to say a big thanks to you two, and you know why, ending on a mushy note, but it really moved me.
Oh, you're welcome, John. You really are, mate. You're a top guy. So thank you. Bye, everyone. Take care of yourselves, and
See you later.
we'll see you next week on next week's live.
Oh, don't forget to email some Ag of the Week to us.
Ag of the week. And
Yes.
stories, anonymous stories would be hilarious.
Anonymous stories of funny things that have happened to you.
But no, thanks again. Enjoyed the catch up, everyone. Lovely people in the room. Take care. Much love. Bye.
Bye.